So when a game is done, I find that what's most satisfying is not necessarily sales numbers or awards or even the game itself, but rather it's what skills have you gained. It's what tools have you added to your toolbox. It's what institutional knowledge has your team developed. And that's why 7-day first-person shooter is such a great opportunity to really push yourself, to really find out what you're capable of doing. This is a time to kind of look at those fundamentals of first-person shooters and really question them. Does clicking the left mouse button really have to pull the trigger of a gun? Does moving the mouse around really have to rotate the player camera? How much shooting does a first-person shooter really need? We've been using WASD for almost a decade now. If there's ever a time to rethink things like this, I'd say it's right now. So I'd say please go forth and break things.
Game over.
Hi everyone, my name is Mathijs Jonge. I'm a game director at Guerilla Games. I've worked here for many years. I worked on the previous 3 Killzone titles. So first of all, my congratulations on entering this competition. Making an FPS in just 7 days, you already have my respect. So I guess you already have an idea of what you will be making. And I think it's really important that you try to test your ID within the first or the second day. So make it playable. Play it, test it, and see if your ID actually works. Next, I would also spend a little bit of time, maybe an hour or so, on selecting an art style, something that matches your skill, so you won't lose any vital time. You just have 7 days. Just make sure you don't focus on the wrong things. Also, it's more project management, but I would make a very short list of key things that you want to improve on your prototype. And update this list daily so you keep focus on what you really need to work on. I think it would be really a shame if your project implodes just because you run out of time and we never get to see your crazy ideas. Then just keep iterating on your ID and keep looking out for emerging situations, possibilities, like a painter, step away, come back to it, and try to iterate as much as possible. That's it for me. I wish you all the best of luck. And I'm really looking forward to the end result. See you!
I don't know what to say. Make games. There's so much pressure. So I grew up with these first-person shooters that were about, shooting and first-personing. They're kind of not like that anymore. They're more about regenerating health and looking at big set pieces, which is cool, I guess. But I used to dream about actually making like a proper first-person shooter, and I never have made a first-person shooter. So I think this is a good chance for me to actually do that. I'm sure a lot of you want to experiment with cool stuff, but I'm just gonna make a plain shooter. Good luck. So first-person shooters, blam blam bloom. Yeah, let's do it. 7 days.
Hi, I'm Dan Pinchbeck. I made Dear Esther and Amnesia and Machine for Pigs for the Chinese room, and this is, I guess, the best advice I can give you. So they already made Duke Nukem, and you don't have to, which is great. It's really liberating for all of us. No one has to make that game ever again. It's been done. So kind of work with that and give it your all. There's two kinds of shooters. There's reactive shooters like Doom 3, where things are thrown at you and you have to move really, really fast and try and get around them. There are strategic shooters like Halo, where you have to plan your approach and figure things out and change the game your way. Know which one of these shooters you're making, because they don't mix well at all. There's a hell of a lot of bad shooters out there that have tried to mix those two modes of play. They're pretty fundamentally different. If you're going to make a shooter, then make a shooter and go for it in a big way. So fast should always mean really, really fucking fast. Scary should always mean really, really fucking scary. Funny should always mean really, really fucking funny. Do not be mediocre. We don't need more landfill. We need great shooters out there. Lots of people say that there's a glut in shooters or they haven't moved. This is complete rubbish. There's a lot of bad shooters out there, but there's still loads and loads of scope for lots of awesome, fantastic shooters. But they have to be funny, and they have to be fast, and they have to be scary. Give it a soul. Make sure your game has a soul. You can get away with a lot with the game with soul. My favourite games might not be perfect in their mechanics. They might do a lot of things wrong, but they've got a soul, and that really shines through. So it's better to make Stalker than Duke Nukem. Think of that all the time. And yeah, I guess finally the other advice is that you're getting a lot of advice, and you'll get a lot of advice, and advice is great, and there's a lot of people out there who know an awful lot. There's a lot of people out there who know an awful lot more than me, and they're really worth listening to. But the thing which you got to figure as well is that sometimes it's really, really good to listen to those people, and sometimes even when the advice you're being given is really good, the kind of best thing you can do is just ignore it and go ahead and do the thing that you were going to do anyway, and just go for it, provided you don't remake Duke Nukem.
Last year, for the 7-day FPS challenge, we worked on a game called Receiver. One of my favorite things about Receiver is how we were able to include a lot of interesting real-life ideas. We were inspired by real guns, bullet ballistics, and urban warfare techniques like room clearing. From an artistic perspective, UFO cults and architecture. So, if I had any advice, it would be to try to layer as many ideas into your game as possible with the time that you've got. And then 7 days is long enough for you to pick one or two ideas and really try to execute those as well as you can to really communicate what the idea is about. I'm really excited to see what people come up with this year. Good luck!
I'm going to tell you a joke, PC gaming.
What are my Kickstarter rewards?
You'll never make a good FPS, don't even try.
Doom 1, Doom 3, where was Doom 2?
Doom was the first FPS. It came directly from hell to take over Bill Gates' body.
To make a good FPS, you're going to need a 30 and CRT monitor.
Sound is the most important part of an FPS. Here are the sounds you're going to need. 1. Screaming.
This game is good, but where's the blood pools?
I like your game, but it could use more blood pools.
Netflix is the best indie game.
It's like Journey, but for juggalos.
I only pirate indie games.
ThePirateBay.com/everyindiegame.torrent. Men shouldn't be allowed to be gamers.
Post your suicide note on game FAQs.
My dad showed me how to open port 666 for 7 days. We do it every year. I don't know why. Holy.
Hi Internet. So the 7-day FPS challenge is about creating games that are unique and innovative, and to me, my definition of innovative is this thing that your player or audience is going to be experiencing, a game or book or song or whatever it is that you're making. Innovation to me means that as they're playing, they're learning something that they couldn't have known otherwise except by playing your game or participating in whatever it is that you made. And I'm pretty sure that in order for someone to learn something as they're playing it, you, the developer, have to have actually learned something while you were making it. You had to have actually put yourself somewhere in the course of development to teach yourself something you didn't know before that. And I'm pretty sure that the most effective way to actually learn something like that is to experience or live something that you don't understand. And this one's really tricky, because there's no real directive here when setting out for a 7-day FPS challenge like this. Because what does this mean? What do I do next? There's no clear instruction here, and so I don't have an instruction. I don't have like a clear direction, except I do have maybe a question that you might ask yourself as you're making this game, as maybe you come up with an idea, you start to see what you might want it to be, and you're thinking, okay, maybe I could flesh this out and start to build this into a full game and really invest my time into this, and maybe you can ask yourself, do I understand this? Do I understand what the experience is going to be for the player at the end of this? Do I understand exactly what kind of game this is going to be? Do I already, before starting, understand what the communication is that I'm going to convey to the person playing this through this game? Because if you don't understand, and you're still jazzed about making that thing, then awesome, go right on and do that. And if you do understand, if you kind of already know what game this is going to be before you start making it, maybe you're not going to learn a lot while you're actually making it, and that might mean that your player isn't going to learn a lot while they're playing it. And so I offer this question to you, if it does happen to help in some little way steer you in that direction, and I do look forward to seeing what everyone makes.
The number one thing about FPSs is that they have to have guns in. A gun is your only means of interacting with the world. It's got to feel right. Be sure to include these weapons: MP5, bang! M16, bang, bang, bang! Spaz 12, a FAMAS, Scorpion machine pistol. Minecraft was a lie! Pro tip: guns! Swords. Swords are kind of like guns, or you can have a gun that fires swords. Next time. If only I'd remembered. If only I'd remembered to have the guns. Just one gun. Even grenades.
Welcome to 7-Day FPS 2013. We're going to make some beautiful shooters in just 7 days, and it's going to be the best ever. The best thing since Wolfenstein 3D, hopefully. Shooters have become a pretty still genre. Nobody really remembers them, but back in the 90s they were actually pretty popular. It's all about games where the camera is actually inside the player's head, and you see a big gun or whatever, something to do things with in front of it, and ammo shit, and you fire at things, and it's great. It's the best genre ever, but like they haven't been made since 98 or something, so it would be cool to revive this ancient genre and actually make something again. Last year we had a load of games coming out of 7-Day FPS. It was a great success. Thanks to anybody who participated last year. You made it great, you made it happen again. So we just want to make things. You have 7 days, have fun, like learn something new, make something. Make a game without violence, make a game that's just done shooting, do whatever you want. Listen to these Keynote people, don't listen to them, just have fun. Welcome to 7-Day FPS. Let's do this! You really have to say that? I don't know, so right now I'm just talking to my webcam, and it's really weird, but 7-Day FPS, that's the thing. Like 2013. It's a year. So in 7 days you're going to make a first person shooter. Step 1, make a game. Step 2, sleep. And then you have 6 days to just chill out and eat nice food. That's what I'm gonna do. Good luck.